Hello out there in Rando Land. It is I, Neon Tiger, and welcome to Rando After Dark. We are here with the 2023 League of the Past Randomizer Tournament Group W match between Pytlovan and Incoherent. I am joined by my good friend JP. How you doing, JP?
Doing good. Getting into the second day of the tournament here. Second day of matches. We've seen a lot of action so far, and we have a lot more to go.
Oh, absolutely. We're just getting started here, and apparently we've made a trip to the drive-thru tonight because we're picking up an order for a Mick Boss seat in this matchup here. It's going to be very interesting. Both players looking for their first win in group stage. Incoherent has completed one match and did lose that match, so looking to see who goes first here and gets that W.
Starting with an Ether Medallion. We shouldn't see a map check here because maps and compasses are shuffled, so you need to find a map to find out what a dungeon is.
Absolutely. And we've got our custom sprite choices. Pytlovan on the left going with the Yoshi, and Incoherent picking Rocco. Those are some solid choices there.
I've seen a lot of Yoshis so far, but maybe it's just the matches I'm watching.
Yeah, it might be. It's a cute sprite, too. Nice little pull there from Incoherent on the prize pool from the tree, getting some bombs for their trouble.
Just hearts from the crab.
And let's see what's back here. Inside the... Oh, I missed that. That was so quick.
It looks like Pytlovan went for a tier 2 tree pull, but only got rupees out of it. We saw the tier 1 being bombs.
Yeah, just 10 arrows up on the ledge there. So progression not being blocked on AGA 1 fight. And kind of same general routing here from both runners at the start, just going through. Getting the bow out of the Forest Thieves hideout.
Now, interesting. That's an interesting pull because normally you get an early bow, you want to rush Eastern, but you're not guaranteed to be able to kill whatever boss is there. So rushing a dungeon this early is a little risky.
Right, absolutely. You've got to be able to know that you can complete the dungeon if you're going to go in there. You don't want to double dip, and you certainly don't want to triple dip. Those are time losses if you don't have to do that. So that's something that runners are going to be doing, is kind of prioritizing clearing dungeons in one go if they can. But that will just depend on where your item progression is. We may have some situations where it's something is a double or even forbid a triple dip.
There's plenty of money to start.
Yeah, so we'll probably see him go ahead and... Oh, they get the mitts as well there.
See what's in the back here. Just a little
rupee.
money. We've already seen both single rupees.
I'm sure they'll be happy about that.
Yeah. One interesting thing to keep in mind here is because of the map compass shuffle, every dungeon has 2 extra items, so you don't want to wait too long on them.
No, you want to be able to get in there and get some of those dungeons, especially some of the dungeons that have a lot of chests that are available there. So that will be, I think those will kind of be the priority if they don't really have progression. Oh, a Moon Pearl.
Hammer or another glove will have CAC Dark World access.
And that's going to open up a lot, especially this early. That will certainly open up a lot of choices on routing and where you want to go.
First map to Thieves. We can't check that yet.
Let's see what the bottle vendor's got. Just 10 arrows. Not a good return on investment there.
Looks like we've got some Twilight Princess MSU going on right now with Pytlovan inside.
Good choice. I like that soundtrack. It's great. And there's a compass. Ice Palace compass.
So once you go into a dungeon, if you have a compass, you can see what the boss is without having to go to the boss room.
That's going to be really nice here because we're going to have the full boss shuffle. So having that little bit of info will also be able to tell you if you're going to be able to clear that dungeon or not.
Yeah. One last check on the race game.
Probably say save and quit here.
Oh, that's a book.
Yeah, well, maybe not save and quit. Incoherent was thinking about it, but yeah, you get that book. That's gonna change your mind a little bit.
Of course, now you got the eternal struggle of an early book and a seed. Do you follow that early or do you ignore it?
Right? Is it the breadcrumb you need to get on the trail, or is it just kind of a side quest and a distraction?
Now, since they don't have at least a fire source, you need a fire rod or lamp to complete desert, so it's not as appealing right now.
Yeah, you can get into desert, but you can't finish it.
But at the same time, 2 extra items in there. So yeah, it becomes a little bit of a harder choice.
Yeah. This is one of those things. The seats kind of giving you some items that are like, hey, there might be some things here. There might not be. And it's just not, there's not like that clear delineation on where to go quite yet, which not uncommon 6 minutes into a game to have that issue, but it's could only be, actually Titansmith. Okay.
Now we've got even more options.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna even open up that pool a little bit more. Because I think that gives us Death World access. Dark World access.
Yep, that does. Sun Prize of Hearts, so let's keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. Ooh, silvers.
You'll take those in this mode for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, normally when you're playing a lot of vanilla Link to the Past or even a lot of randomizer, you'll see people not really hunt down silvers, but yeah, it could certainly save you some hassle, especially in a boss shuffle. Will certainly save you some hassle because they do quite a number to a lot of the bosses and will make a lot of these fights pretty nice and simple.
So Incoherent's going to check front of escape as Pytlovan's going to do mini Moldworm Cave. But they skipped Dam, so might be planning a book visit to Desert after this.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. Got a lot of chests to check here. 5. You know, nothing. Piece of heart. Another piece of heart. And some bombs. Moldworm Cave. More like Troll Dorm Cave tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, that wasn't anything.
Yeah. Not unhelpful things, but not what we're looking for. If we're looking to make some progress in the seed.
Pytlovan is going to follow that book. He's going to check the dam and most likely go to the desert area. Going to leave Ice Rod Cave behind for now.
And that's one of those things, too, that getting the map here to Ice Palace, that's always one of those things that you have to kind of remember if you can route these single item locations in later to try and do that, because if you make the wrong bet and you pick to skip one of those locations, it's got your progression. There's the mirror. That's kind of really pointing, I think, Incoherent maybe to head to the Dark World.
Yeah, that's an out-of-the-way spot for the mirror, too, so that could take Pytlovan a bit to find that.
Yep. I think the game is definitely with the mitts, the Titan's mitts, and the Moon Pearl, and the mirror early. Kind of wants to tell me that maybe there's something in the location, like for example, up on the ledge there. That's a possibility. You go to the Dark World, you go up on the ledge, maybe there's something hiding on Graveyard Ledge there for you.
I don't believe we saw a small key in the back here.
No, I don't think we've seen that either.
And Incoherent has no key, so that small key is in Dark Cross. Oh, that's the hammer!
Yeah, there's JP. There's a flashing neon sign above this seed right now. It's just flashing Dark World, Dark World, Dark World, Dark World.
Yeah, and those mitts and that hammer are kind of in two kind of inconvenient spots right now. Like, Front of Escape's not an easy place to run to get route in when you got Dark World access. Same with Agina, though.
It's really interesting though that all of like the Dark World access things, both the main ways you would do it are both out there to find, and it's like you just stumble across them. Maybe one way C is expecting you to do it, and there's just a second way that you go in and find all that access.
Yeah, this is an interesting case where both runners in really good position need something the other one has, and we're just gonna have to see how this plays out for a while.
Yeah, we're not going to get any real convergence, I think, for quite a bit, but we are seeing Pytlovan go in and check those chests in Desert Palace, only finding a big 100 here, but Incoherent looks like it's going to make the journey over to Skull Woods and head over to our wonderful third dungeon. Maybe pick up some of the chests that are out here.
Well, we do confirm now, if we need to clear desert, we'll need boots for it.
Nice job dodging a wall master there. Has to do it the expected way. Ooh, Bombos.
That's actually really good for this mode. Now, if you have a cold stare, well, we have a Landmo in Skull Woods. Yeah, if you find cold stare now and a sword, you have a sword as well, then you can at least fight cold stare.
All right, are we gonna find the cave of meh? Yeah, meow.
You'll take that.
Yeah, blue meal's good. Shield's okay. Kind of meh, but that blue meal will help. I always like to remind people, Pytlovan and Incoherent are in the Dark World on 4 and 3 hearts respectively. So, game does not scale down how hard these enemies hit. So they hit at their regular rate, and you're expected to have a lot more stuff when you go into the Dark World. So any of these kind of utility items they can find are going to be very beneficial.
No, Pytlovan did not go check Bomb Shop to get some info on crystals. You can get info on the 2 red crystals if you talk to the bomb vendor.
Yeah, that's always a nice little bit of data you have if you don't have any idea on where they're at. And that just kind of also helps because it not only helps you know where the red crystals are if you need to get the bomb, but it also kind of helps you figure out where the 2 of the 7 crystals that you're going to need to acquire to beat the game are at. So you can kind of start to plan around that.
Looks like Pytlovan's going to rush Catfish.
Yeah, Incoherent's going to go and check out some of these locations. Maybe go check out Graveyard Ledge. It does have that mirror. Yeah, I like this play. Even if it's nothing, it's good just to kind of follow what the seed has given you here. And it gave you all the stuff to go do this pretty early. It's just a compass.
For desert, okay.
Yeah, that's data. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, here's data on 2 pendants.
Very nice. That looks like Pendant Thieves Town and Pendant Ice Palace.
Yep, green pendant thieves as well.
And a big 300 from the Catfish. It's not an item, but of course, as always, remember money can be exchanged for goods and services.
And this is the mode definitely gives them bottles. You'd love to have a potion or 2, because you never know what you're going to run across for a boss. You need to make sure you have some extra resources just in case.
Right. It's another thing to keep in mind too is that the bosses are also going to hit at their expected vanilla values as well. They're not going to tone down a cold stare in Eastern Palace just because it would be normally the first dungeon. So you want to be ready to fight pretty much anything.
Yeah, right now, if a runner decides to dungeon dive, Pytlovan's in a bit of a better spot with that hammer, just because it'll give him more ability to clear bosses.
Right, and Matthew wrote in chats asking, the seed seems painfully front-loaded. That's a thing, right? Yeah, it can be. Usually what that means is that as Incoherent finds the bottle in the chest game, usually what happens if you find a bunch of items early, it means that the pool is going to dry out for a bit, and you're going to probably be wandering around looking for your next item at some point. I've noticed that it's like, depending on if you get like a really dry seed and you don't get a whole lot at the start, Bucknet from the Sick Kids, that's actually vanilla. Nice. Yeah, that's you kind of notice sometimes you get these seeds where you get a lot of stuff really early, and it ends up being like you run into an item drought at some point, or you just kind of don't get a whole lot early, and then things just start falling into place very quickly.
Right, Incoherent checking at least the front four of Thieves Town. They're gonna have a decision to make. He could go take on the boss. He knows this is green pendants. I don't know if he does or not, but he could at least take a shot at trying to take the boss on and maybe grabbing the green pendants. Not many bosses he could beat right now, though, with what he's got.
Right.
He could really use some more arrows right now, which there actually is a pot with arrows coming up here. So
yeah, that'll be helpful. Like if you're Incoherent, really what you would probably want to see boss wise at this point, if you decide to go to the back, is probably Armor's Knights. I think would be the first one. Maybe like a Lamolas or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah. And yeah, Incoherent's going to go peek in the back. Spunky. You ever watched Rocco's Modern Life? That's
yes,
Rocco's dog.
Oh, yeah. I love that show. It's great. It's way ahead of its time. Yeah, like I'm also thinking at this point, and this is maybe me thinking, how mean could this seed be? Oh, okay, it's Homosaur. Yeah.
You can beat. Never mind.
I was going to say he could do it if he wants to, but it's going to be really tough. I was going to say the mean thing would be if it was Argus, because having hookshot hammer means you can't do that. It's the long, painful, slow process of doing it.
But even Argus, actually, hookshot silvers could do it too. It's just.
Oh yeah, good point.
A very. You wouldn't have enough ammo for it for sure, but.
Right. Yeah, we don't see a lot of hookshot silver Argus fights in randomizer. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing to see that. At least not for us, but
A lot of dig game today.
Yeah.
For Red Ruby.
Red Ruby. I'm gonna say hashtag not worth.
But he does beat the text box out. Time save.
That is always the goal. Oh, so I think we're gonna get a frog trip here. We're not gonna get the full world tour. We're just gonna take the shortcut and just deliver them straight home.
Some arguing if you should have done Thieves there or not. I honestly think I would have at least tried in that situation, just because I have not been to Sahasrara yet.
The hammer was in Agina's cave, so all the way over by Desert Palace there. So we did see Pytlovan make that trip over there. We haven't seen Incoherent go over there yet, that is the difference. But you say that now, and incoherent does have the chest, so it could be a in play here. It's entirely possible that we get the ledge cave up here, and we get the chest turned in, and then that turned into Desert Palace. And a Compass and Misery Mire in K45.
Let's see what Pytlovan does. Pytlovan's going to head to the back as well. Now, Pytlovan with the hammer might be a little more inclined to take on that Helmasaur.
I would think so. It's still kind of it's a little bit of a longer fight, but the hammer does make it a lot easier. And with those silvers, that's going to be, you get to the second phase there. It's just one shot kill. Yep. There we go.
Not to mention that Pytlovan doesn't have the mirror, so it can't mirror out.
Right. It's kind of stuck here. Of course, there's a little bit of strategy even in the vanilla version. If you've ever wondered how do I dodge those fireballs, they go out in an X pattern, and if you stand directly in the middle of the bottom two, then you will not get hit by any of them. Oh, there we go. Yep. And silvers do one-shot Helmasaur King. So here we go. And yeah, incoherent is going to kind of, I think, go down here and just wrap around. And green pendant as well.
Yeah, if Incoherent goes into Agina's cave and gets that hammer, he's in a better spot. But... well, Pytlovan does not have the option to do the Smith chain yet because no mitts. Looks like we're probably gonna get a Bombos tablet check.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea here, especially because you have. But we don't have a sword. But we can check it. We can at least look at it. Little piece of love. Okay. So importantly, we have the knowledge that we don't have to come back here.
Incoherent is not going for maybe.
No, maybe not. Maybe just warp into a safe place. Maybe not.
Oh, he might. Okay, I see. I think he's gonna do the dam and then maybe come back over there.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility because he did not do the dam. Pytlovan did kind of route all of this in a little bit earlier. And you can do both checks at once with that mirror, so that's a little bit of a time save.
We did get confirmation on the red crystals as well, TR and Pod. I don't think Incoherent's going back for Agina. Yeah, I mean he could still surprise me here, but
nah, probably not at this point. This might just be a route all the way around the lake here. You usually see a lot of people do that, and you kind of do like the Lake Hylia route. So I might go up to Ice Rod Cave and maybe do a water walk over. Try and do that whole usual route.
those would be some new checks. Let's see if maybe get anything good out of those. You know, Pytlovan going up the mountain, not gonna get we're not gonna have the mitts, so you can't do everything up in the Dark World side, but
Great. Old Man gives some bombs, and that's also going to open up that continue point, which will make it a little bit easier. Yeah, still no mirror, so if this is a Dark World trek, it's a one-way trip for now. Yep, we are getting the ice rod play. And spectacle rock. Just some rupees in there. Ice rod's going to be half magic. That's a good
safety. Yeah.
Yeah. I am never one to turn down a good safety. And we're hook-shotting over to the east side of Death Mountain. A couple of chests to check over here.
Looks like we're going to see a fake flipper from incoherent.
Yep, setting it up here on the screen transition. Oh, almost. There we go. There's the fake flipper. Nicely done.
Nothing on the bottom.
Let's see what's up here. Those hook shots make those mini mold arms piece of cake. Misery Buyer map. Quake. Use a piece of heart.
Okay, maybe Quake. That could be a useful thing.
Yep. And there we go. Incoherent getting the fake flipper out there. A little bit trickier to set that up.
Is that a bottle? I only could see the bottom of the shadow of the sprite.
No, it's flippers. Oh, okay. Yeah. That might be important. Yeah, we do have Incoherent checking the waterfall cave. It's going to swim back out the reset. And here we go. There's the sword. Hey, and the safety. Just cash, so both of our tablets are going to be no-goes. Here's that water walk for Incoherent. As Pytlovan dives into Tower of Hera, what do we got on the bottom? Just some bombs.
So I think if Hera, Pytlovan can kill 4 of the possible 5 bosses here.
Right. Here's Big Key. There we go. You got it. Nice pot clip. Nicely done.
So this looks like Incoherent's going to follow Pytlovan up the mountain.
Ooh, magic powder.
Oh, that's not a fall you want to take.
No, because he's going to go down quite a couple levels here. And all the way back. He's going to set up the clip into the pot again here. And it's definitely a lot harder to do this without the sword, but not impossible. You just have to use a different way to line yourself up.
Yeah, just take one fall, just fall the easy way this time.
Yeah. I don't blame him. Hey, there's the small key.
So, guaranteed we're going to have to leave an item in the basement.
Yep. At that point, you're just kind of hoping that it's nothing important.
We're about to find out what boss is here. And it should be something that's killable. It's just a
it's vanilla. It's vanilla Moldorm, but also mini eyes Moldorm. One of the wonderful things about the randomizer is when you get like 6, 7 eye Moldorm, and you're just like, what is this? And nicely done. Makes that look easy with that hammer. Yeah, get some mushroom for it.
That is a crystal. Hey, powder
Yeah.
and mushroom in Era.
It's Fetch Quest Tower.
So Incoherent is going to be able to basically full clear the mountain while he's up here. Pytlovan just got Spiral Cave left and has got to leave.
Yeah, thankfully he's got the hook shot here, so that will make all of this pretty much a pushover. Not gonna have to worry about any of the enemies in here. He's gonna have to walk around the long way without the boots. Ooh,
That's good info.
yes, it is.
Basically, that means Flute was our intended access up the mountain. So anything that was locked by anything in the mountain or is lamp locked can't be Flute's.
Yeah, it's always part of the fun of learning the randomizer is kind of learning item positions, what that logically means as far as, well, if this is here, that means that this was intended to get that, which means that this item cannot lock that or anything else that I would need to get to that.
Pytlovan picking up the mitts. We'll see if he dives the front of escape and gets that mirror. Some runners will bail with those mitts, some will still go into the front. He's going into the front.
Yeah, it's just a matter of preference and kind of how you read the seeds and how you check things if you're kind of want to be more thorough about it, or if you want to kind of incoherent having to use the sword spins here. Getting body checked. Oh, I body checked into the boards. That thankfully just drops down the floor there, so get to go back up and try again.
Yeah, talking about going back to Hera there.
Yeah, I mean with the lamp, that would open that up, but it's kind of a question of you.
It is a long walk for one item at this point.
It's a long walk for one item, and you know that it's flute to get up there. So there we go. Second fight goes a little bit more smoothly for incoherent, and they'll also get the mushroom and the crystal. And it looks like Pytlovan will pick up the mirror here in just a moment.
We're kind of switching positions here a little bit because Pytlovan will have those items that Incoherent got, but Incoherent at minimum is going to pick up flippers up here.
Right. Yeah, so the one thing that Incoherent doesn't have still is that hammer, which is over by Desert. We still have not seen them go over and check that. So interesting. We're still getting a little bit of divergence here, but we're kind of having each runner retrace the other steps. Not uncommon to see in any sort of race here.
Pytlovan counting his items, knows Dark Cross is a key, and his outs. So I kind of like Pytlovan's position a little more here, but at the same time, he's got to decide when to go back up the mountain to get those flippers, which he might be actually be doing now. Yeah, I kind of like this because you know you're getting a required item. You're most likely getting a required item up here.
Right.
And you've got 6 other checks you can make.
Right. You might also need them for dodging here or there, so it's not a bad reason to go back up there.
So yeah, we are kind of seeing these runners converge. Like the big difference right now is Incoherent just not going to Agina's cave.
Mm-hmm. Kind of hopefully Agina's cave is not going to be the cave of agony tonight.
Both runners converging on Dark Death Mountain from different directions.
And of course, they have all 3 of the pendants, so whatever you would need to get inside Turtle Rock to get that crystal is trivial at this point. It's Quake, so that's the vanilla medallion.
Just 2 heart pieces. These runners are going to do a quick virtual high five.
There we go. And presumably both of them will be making the journey to go get those flippers probably about the same time. And likely going to have Hookshot Cave be a full clear here for both of them. Hair map, which is not very useful anymore. That will be that blue potion.
Quick note: Pytlovan couldn't actually. Well, he's about to be able to open Turtle Rock. He didn't have a sword when he warped there. But no cane, so you can't even get beyond the front door anyway right now.
Nah, you're gonna want to find that cane.
So, feeling a dip to Eastern Pod right now. I think that's got to be the really good play at this point. Oh, I suppose you could dip Swamp here too.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking with the flippers. You've got flippers, hammer, hookshot, mirror. That kind of puts Swamp in the play for a little bit.
We confirm Myers a crystal, so that flute's needed. Yeah, I like Eastern Pod more right now, just because
it's more value. Yeah,
it's more value. Plus, those flippers are still out of logic, and
right.
You know you need flute to get them technically.
Right. Yeah, there's much more item check value if you do Pod Eastern, because you get the 3 that are in Eastern, and then you get the 6. You get the multitude of items that are in Pod as well. So,
just gonna blind check this island. I might have seen this on the incoherent side. Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah, it was just a 20.
I'm surprised it didn't keep the portal there.
So interestingly enough, we're going to get a green pendant check as well from Pytlovan because they've already done Thieves Town. So they'll be able to get an extra item here. Boots!
Those don't feel good. Those don't feel good.
No. I mean, hooray, boots. You have boots to run around. But it's like, oh no. I have boots. It's early boots. There's a possibility.
You could have had boots in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then, like, as a runner and as a commentator, I could tell you that the thing that you always feel when you get boots that are in a location like that is, oh no, my opponent has them. They're probably light years ahead. This is not great.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. I get using the potion. I guess better safe than sorry. I was going to say, you get 3 hearts in Sahasra. That's helps.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what this green pendant turned in is going to be. Oh, it's just a heart piece. Not unwelcome, but you probably would hope for more than that.
Yeah, both runners in a similar area. Pytlovan's still in the better spot with the hammer. Flute, Flute would be good for incoherence in here, just because that would probably push him towards the hammer. Would be more likely to push him towards the hammer.
Right, because you would probably think at that point that, oh, I've got the flute, maybe I'll go check Misery Mire, Desert Palace is a 1-2 combination after doing pod and all that.
Now, Flute in pod could be bad, because that's a long walk if you don't have the hammer. Remember, each dungeon has also 2 extra items, so it's a 5-item Eastern, 7-item pod. So
Yeah,
pod is same old key-loaded fronts.
never seems to change. Anytime you ever see that really change is like key sanity. Even half the time then it's like there's still like keys aplenty. Like you find 1 or 2 in this dungeon, they're like, you found a key to this dungeon, and it's just like great.
We've seen 2 non-keys in the front, so don't have to worry about the vanilla big key chest. Quick lesson on logic. Because the way pod works, there's a guaranteed minimum of 4 keys that have to be in the front out of the 6 chests you can get to.
Right, and that's just because of the way that you have to go through the doors. Otherwise, you would be in a situation where there would be keys that are locked that you can't get to, and it would soft lock the whole dungeon. Hey, we got Maltula here hanging out in Eastern Palace. This should be a pretty easy fight, especially because there's no spikes and moving floor parts to deal with this time.
That's a fire rod for Pytlovan in pod.
Nice. Yeah, that'll make the trip back to Eastern Palace, should Pytlovan go back through the portal, a little bit easier. Get the intended item for the Maltula fight. Hey!
Flute. Wow. So yeah, pod's the answer. And yeah, Pytlovan's in a pretty good spot right now. Incoherent has got to basically either walk to the hammer or walk all the way in the Dark World to pod.
Right.
But he's got run. Like, no.
Right. So yeah, it looks like that Dark World early access that we were kind of thinking the seed was hinting was indeed probably what the seed was hinting.
And I think Incoherent realizes there's something in the desert area.
Oh, yes.
Now, Incoherent with the boots, we'll be able to check more of desert right now.
Right. We'll be able to do so quicker.
But right now, we are Samaria and likely an ice rod, I think, from no mode.
I believe so. And that will also depend too on what bosses we come across here.
And there is a chance ice rod's not required.
Right. If our crystal fights do not have a Trinex required fight, then we're not going to need that ice rod.
Also still looking for one more pendant out of our dungeons. We have 4 unknown dungeons at this point. Actually, no, wait. We saw Crystal and Eastern, so I think 3.
So now the fun part becomes, what is the pod boss? Because we did not get that info in advance.
Yeah, going in blind. Pytlovan, I think, can clear any boss except Trinix at this point.
Yeah, which is the one thing I think would be not fun to find behind this door.
Doesn't look like... Okay, Armos. That's easy enough.
Yeah, this will be a piece of cake given with the silvers too. It's going to one-shot them all. And just some bombs.
That's a crystal out of pod, which we already knew, so... Yeah, I expect Pytlovan to mirror here and do all of Eastern now. Incoherent's going to give us some info on deserts. We did see the boss, it's Argus, so it is beatable.
Yeah, let's see what's hiding behind Desert Palace here.
Yeah, big question is, what is this crystal, not a crystal or a pendant? Yep, with Master Sword. Looks like Incoherent's going to stick with Master Sword slashes. Oh, there's a spin. Oh, got him mid-cycle, so I had to wait.
Yep. But nicely done.
Bombs and a crystal.
Hey.
So it's between Skullwoods and Swamp Palace for our last pendant.
And one of those you would like to be dependent, and one of those you would not like to be dependent. Or at least not if it's a full clear. Go mode would be a little more acceptable.
Incoherent's going to finally pick up that hammer.
Probably won't be too happy to find that all the way over here this late in the run.
I mean, despite how things have gone, Incoherent has a small crystal. It's going to be about to be tired of Pytlovan getting his third crystal as well.
Right. I mean, not the worst situation in the world, but still one of those situations where you really would like to not find a hammer in a location you probably could have checked 40 minutes ago. Just like the boots being against Hospital's Hut. It's just one of those. Oh, hope my opponent didn't grab this and jump out to a huge lead because I didn't check this one spot.
I don't think that was intended.
No, but it looked cool.
Got a map check, but I don't think we got any new information out of that. I think Swamp and Skull are still both unaccounted for.
Yeah, we haven't found the maps to either of those yet, so we just don't have any info on that.
So I think for Pytlovan, the next good play here is probably Desert Mire. Get those knocked out well, we can't knock out Mire yet.
Yeah, we still need to find Kana to be able to do that.
You're gonna go activate the flutes. If you want to, you could take out the Skullwoods boss here, which I think was Landmo.
I believe so, yeah.
If you, I don't know exactly what Pytlovan's info is at this point, but if he's down to the same situation, he could take it out. Worst case scenario, you at least know what your last crystal is.
Right. If it's there, great. You've got all the intel you need. If it's not, you know it's in Swamp Palace.
So Pytlovan's going to check a few locations around here first. Kind of taking a quick look at Pytlovan's tracker. He might also not know about Desert yet, so I'm not 100% sure though with this tracker.
Which, by the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Link Force, who's doing the actual tracking work tonight to make all the items pop up for you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, Mushroom Turner. We haven't seen that yet. I like this. Even if it turns out to be nothing, I still like this play. I think, just start knocking out some of these one-off locations that are going to be really hard to get to if there's an item you need. There's a Bloomerang. Get a potion as well. You can afford it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is kind of like I don't really need to check. I don't really want to check this, but I can get a check here, and I can also go pick up my safeties.
Right. Might as well. You're going to get the Meyer check at least. It's in the Meyer shed.
Red rupee and piece of heart.
Let's hope for something cool, but it's the way these things turn out sometimes when you're 1 or 2 items away and you just have to start checking all these locations. It becomes the odds are not in your favor quite as much.
That's right. It's not Samaria.
Yep. No, you can't just tape a bunch of red rupees together and make a King of Samaria. It's not how it works. I think we are going to... Oh, go ahead.
Even though many of us racers have wanted to do that.
Right. But I was going to say that I think we are going to see the desert clear from Pytlovan just to get this off the map. It'd be a lot easier if you guys could do that. Just we'll just take all these blue things and smash them together, and we'll get the flippers. Just transmogrify everything. But yeah, we've seen a lot of kind of back and forth here of one runner checking locations that the other runners already checked. This is not at all uncommon, especially when you have quite a bit of divergence here. To see these kind of, I almost want to call them backtracks, but they're not really backtracks because these runners, they're backtracks for us, but they're not backtracks for the runners.
I mean, despite the divergence, these runners are actually pretty close at this point. They're going to both be getting their 4th crystals around the same time. I guess incoherent maybe a little bit before. Yeah, at this point, both runners could be a Samari from Ganon. Well, but Pytlovan also still needs to find another sword.
Yeah. Not going to be beating Ganon with a feather sword there. And we do know there is a location that Pytlovan hasn't gone where there is a sword, which would be the Waterfall Cave that Incoherent has visited.
Yeah, it's Crystal 4 for... That was a really fast map check. Do we have any new info? I think I saw Skullwoods as Crystal. It was quick, but I think I saw a Crystal at Skull.
Yeah, if that's the case, that would mean that Swamp Palace is obviously Last Pendant, which is useful for us to know. Hopefully, if you're looking for items, you don't want it to be a full swamp that you'd have to go into and check. Ideally, you don't want to go in there at all, but you probably would just want it to be a quick clear. And King's Tomb only having the map to Dark Palace, which is not very useful info for us anymore.
And these runners are tied at 4 crystals. So right now it's a Samaria hunt for the big thing. Like, you can't go into Turtle Rock without it. Can't beat Maya without it. You could go to Skull Woods, but if you don't have the info on Skull Woods... I can see Incoherent doing Skull Woods right now, if he knows it's a crystal now.
I could see Pytlovan going there as well, just because of the fact that it's clearable.
I think that's where Pytlovan's going.
Yeah, you kind of always want to prioritize things you can do over things that you can't do or that you can only have to. Yeah, there's Crystal. Yeah, it's Crystal Swamp, Crystal Skull Woods. So that does confirm that. Got the full check there from Pytlovan.
Yeah, looks like both runners are going to converge in Skull Woods again. You could ped check here if you want to, but... Well, actually, I think Samara could be on ped. Ice Rod could be there. Probably not a bad idea to ped check.
Yeah, those are both possibilities. And not the possibilities you really want to deal with, but the randomizer does not care about what you want. It does as it pleases.
I mean, if either's there, you most likely need it.
Oh yeah.
The one awkward possibility with Ice Rod is if the only Trinex in the game is in GT basements. So we did see this boss. We know it's Landmo.
Yeah, it's 100% beatable. Though it is going to be a little bit more difficult. You're increasing the difficulty level because as the Mothula backdrop here. Oh, nicely done, Pytlovan. That's very nicely done.
Big key, so you got to go back and check that.
Yep. That was very nicely recovered there. It looked like that might be another cycle, but made it look really nice here. Now, the one nice thing about this not being Mothula is that the spikes do not move around, but the floor still does, so you have to deal with that while lining those shots up. It's not fun, but much preferred. Ooh, GT Camp Compass.
Yeah, that's not exactly useful.
What wonderful information will that provide us? Hey, Aga2 is in here. You're welcome.
Here's that pet check.
Just a little piece of love. Okay, so pet dead.
So now it's time to make decisions. Pytlovan. Well, he's gonna go check the big chest here quick, but Pytlovan and Incoherent will both have to decide what they want to do. Like, you've got 2 full clearable pendants there. You could dip Meyer without Samaria and hope it's there.
Yeah.
I think there's. I mean, I know Pytlovan hasn't done Smith Chin. We haven't seen Hammer Pegs either, so.
No, we haven't seen Hammer Pegs.
There's also the rest of the back of Thieves Town.
That's true too. Yeah, there's some locations that are imminently checkable. Just haven't seen them yet because various reasons they've just been skipped over. So yeah, Pytlovan does have a couple of things to check up here first, and Incoherent as well. So very interesting to see if we're going to see anyone make that back half of Thieves Town play.
Yeah, I think Dazed Thought put it very elegantly. This is the point of the seed where every check, or this is the point of the seed where every decision sucks.
Yes. Yeah, it's very much this is the point where it's like, okay, I'm looking for like one item and specifically, and it could be in 17 different places, and none of them are efficient to get to. So have fun.
Yeah, Pytlovan also has flipper checks to make that Incoherent has made. So yeah, I think Incoherent has a little bit more of an advantage on overworld checks at this point. I think the only thing that Pytlovan's done that Incoherent hasn't is the Thieves Town boss. Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's a big sigh of relief right there. So now at least you know you're not gonna get in trouble with Trinix. I think Pytlovan wanted to start running for Gary, but remembered then that he's also got Key 45 to check. So gotta take that chest a little further. Looks like Incoherent is gonna go for Meyer. Just hope it's right in there.
Yep. We'll probably also see some checks here. The remaining Meyer area checks that we saw Pytlovan do before.
Oh yeah, Incoherent has not done those yet.
Yeah, so this will be Checkerboard Cave, Meyer Shed.
And that reminds me, Pytlovan's done the Pyramid and Catfish. Incoherent hasn't. Pytlovan's gonna go check Bombo's tablet. And now what's Pytlovan's decision?
Fluting? Is this a flute to 6? No, it's a flute to 8.
He's not checked Ice Rock Cave.
Oh, yeah, good point. Great call. Yeah, Incoherent's going to go into Meyer. We're going to get the check, the Meyer check here.
Yeah, chat again pointing out something interesting. With this MC Shuffle, each dungeon has 2 extra items, so there could be up to 4 items that Incoherent can find right now. And there's a Trinix.
right. Well, if we've got Trinex on the Meyer plate, that means that we do need both Samaria and Ice Rods to get through this. Pytlovan's going to go ahead and do the waterfall check and get that second sword, so that will remove that concern from the table.
So you've got 8-item Swamp, 5-item Ice, 4-item Mire, and you've got, I think, 2 items still left in Thieves Town because we didn't see the small key in the front.
Oh, Zora. I don't think we've seen Zora yet, have we?
We did. We saw it on.
Oh, we did? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did see it because we saw the water walk from Incoherent.
Looks like 4. Is this a swamp play? It is. Pytlovan's going for the density.
Not a bad decision.
So yeah, now it's just down to who finds Samaria first. You also would love to find a tempered sword at some point. That's a vanilla big key in Mire, so you have to do that.
And start for Pytlovan in Swamp. It's just a big 20.
Incoherent's got 2 checks left in Mire.
Yeah. Really becomes at this point in the game, an hour in, and you're kind of looking for 2 items. It just kind of becomes you have to start making decisions, for better or worse.
I think in this scenario, one of those items has to be guaranteed on the boss.
Right. 10 arrows. Yeah, at some point, just logically, when you have multiple checks, you kind of have to just figure either you're going to go for density or you're going to just pick something out of a hat because you can. But
it's Incoherent time to decide.
Yep. Yeah, you kind of have to make a play and you have to commit to it as much as you can. You can't just decide to change your mind like halfway through something.
Incoherent's following the swamp. The one thing I would have said in this situation is Ice would have been an interesting play too, even though it's less items. It's potentially a quick clear.
That is true.
Oh, wait, never mind. You don't have Samaria. No, never mind.
Yeah.
I like Swamp more. If you had Samaria, I'd like Ice more, but no Samaria. Yeah, you just
right.
Oh, Pytlovan got the slow fill.
Yep. And by the way, Lanabean, thank you so much for the raid. Good to have you here. Welcome, Raiders. We're about an hour into this Mick boss fight. Fight. Yeah, it's kind of a fight. This big boss siege between Pytlovan and Incoherent. Both looking for their first win in Group W. The seed has been not bad, but been a little feisty on giving up some of its secrets. We're looking for Candace Samaria and Ice Rod here because we do have a Trinex fight that's going to be required.
We have the Ice Rod. We don't need that anymore.
We do have ace red. Okay. Somehow I missed that. We do need Candace Samaria because we have to go to a rock. Yeah. Yeah, Mick Boss is map compasses are shuffled within the regular shuffle pool. And we also have boss shuffle, full boss shuffle.
Got the compass to swamp, but you're not going to check it. You can beat any boss at this point.
Yep. There's a big key.
Now, if Incoherent goes straight back and it's not in the big, the Samari's not in the big chest, things could get interesting. Will Incoherent go to the left first or go to the back first?
Oh. Nope, that's not helpful.
That's time Incoherent can save if he doesn't go left.
Yeah, that's going to be the question here. You know, do you skip left and just decide to go for it? Yep, going for it. It's a time save.
If Samara's one of these next two checks, this is going to be a very close race.
Hey, here's the key to Samaria.
And actually, Michael and Jen making a good point. Once Incoherent picks that, he can go straight to the boss. Pytlovan still has to do the vanilla Big Key and Meyer. So Incoherent probably has the lead right now.
I would think so, yeah. But yeah, Pytlovan's definitely going to go ahead and make that trip over there. That cane isn't that. That's a mean location for that.
The one thing I've seen in this year's tournament so far, if Swamp's a pendant, just go to it. I swear, every seed I've seen in this tournament, a Swamp's a pendant, it's got an item. And yes, I'm traumatized from my qualifiers.
It's okay. I'm still traumatized by races that I had in 2 tournaments ago. Stupid hookshot cave boots.
Every runner who's played this game for
we've all had our little things that have terrorized us.
Yeah, we all have things that give us. We'll just never forget.
Yep. Yeah, so Pytlovan's going to be hoping that the key is here. We know it's not. Yeah, if you're incoherent, you can just kind of ignore all of these things and skedaddle right on over to this teleporter, and there you are.
So yeah, Incoherent officially pulls ahead. Pytlovan's got to get to that big key in the vanilla spot.
Yeah, it just needs to go through and clear all of this stuff as quickly as possible. And I think the thing for Pytlovan is they know as soon as they get that big key, they're, you know, if they've got keys to be able to get through everything too, then they're in a good spot. You can see missed the hook shot there, but I think that's all just kind of like you're trying to do that, trying to get through all of this as quickly as possible, just to get that big key.
With that key pickup, you should know. Yep, the key is vanilla.
Yep. That's kind of going to be helpful. You know, just have to go get the vanilla key. Might see, I don't know if we'll see mirror swap here. Probably not. We'll probably just see him go for quickly getting back to the portals there. Yep, and Incoherent already on the way to the boss. And hello, Trinex. Ooh, gonna use the hammer. I like this. Nice. Good job. Good job on catching the cycles there.
Good news with Enemizer Trinex is it can't freeze the ground.
Yeah, I love how the bosses all like have these little weird interactions when they're placed in other rooms that they don't do the things that they normally would do, and that can kind of be a benefit. So yeah, Incoherent definitely in the lead here, but it's not going to be a big lead.
Yeah, we got to time them when they get out of here.
Yeah, well, gets the Trinex Stage 2 fight. A little bit more difficult to do with the hammer, but still makes it happen. And just a regular heart.
Crystal grab there at 1:15:11.
Yep. So yeah, definitely we'll have a little bit of a lead here. Get the little spooky action glitch there from Pytlovan.
Oh, he's expecting Vidi, but that's one of those fun things in this mode is you sometimes muscle memory for what you expect you're going to need to use, and nope, you need something else.
Doing a nice job. Oh, I cursed them. I just said doing a nice job locking down the second head there, and unfortunately, the second that happened, the big Trinex head popped out and threw a shot in there. I love it. I love that our discussion is prompting discussion in chat about all the terrible things that have happened to people running seeds.
Yeah. Alright, so Pytlovan's got Trinex down. Crystal grab for him at about 1:17:03, so it's just under 2-minute difference right now.
Yeah, it's not. It is a bit of a gap. It's, I would say, probably not a super comfortable gap, depending on how GT goes, but definitely an advantage Incoherent at the moment, as long as they play it pretty safe here. Yeah, we're just kind of seeing the usual Turtle Rock checks here from Incoherent. Here's the big key.
As we approach the end of this game, we've got a bunch of people popping in. Usually fun to see with these races. Once you get towards the end, you start to see the crowds gather. It's kind of like a basketball game where it doesn't really matter until the fourth quarter.
Right.
Not saying it matters. You get what I'm saying.
Right. I was gonna say it's like high school, and we're just waiting for one of the people in chat to just start chanting "fight."
So you know they're gonna do it now.
Right. Welcome to Late Night Rando After Dark. We love you all.
I think if we have any viewers from Europe at this point, it's going to be Rando at dawn.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. If you're watching from Europe, good morning. Hope you're enjoying your breakfast and this wonderful race between Incoherent and Pytlovan. We do have a couple people checking in from Europe, from points east.
Okay, there's a small key. Now, interesting situation for Incoherent here. Do you check Laser Bridge for a sword?
That is a good point. It's a little bit of a time loss for checking that, but I think the sword would be helpful for the Ganon fight. Obviously, if you have Tempered Sword over Master Sword, I think you take that, but I don't think we're going to see that. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say, the heck with it. I'll take my chances in GT. Alternatively, also, I am confident in my Master Sword Silver Ganon fight skills.
Yeah, I don't say the Ganon that I'd be worried about here as the potential bosses you could still face in GT.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Looks like we got our second Landmo. I think this is our first repeat.
Yes, this is our first repeat that we've seen.
In terms of bosses, we haven't seen the seed. Oh, go ahead, actually.
I was going to say, we haven't seen Cold Stare yet.
Haven't seen Cold Stare, haven't seen Blind, haven't seen Vidi.
Right. And you would think that one of them is probably hiding in Swamp Palace, possibly, since we did not see that boss fight. And we've got Ice Palace as well as kind of an unknown. And of course, GP, it's that time.
Yep, numbers are in chat. I know a lot of people in chat are probably betting bigger this time because they want something in that ice behind the ice boss.
Yep.
Is it worse in this mode to bet big if you want title room, or to bet big if you want something behind a messy ice boss?
Yeah, there's always somebody who is. It's late at night. There's somebody who's like, I want to stay up for another extra 5 minutes. Title room.
All right, here we go. Here's
Ooh.
1.
2.
No keys. Pytlovan's gonna check for a sword on Laser Bridge.
Interesting call. A small key. Oh boy. 3 out of 4 are nothing. Nope.
So that's unfortunately gonna be a little more time lost.
Yep. Those our next set of checks here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still don't have it. Flower Power asking, what mode is this? It is McBoss, and we did just find the big key, chest number 8. That is not one that we often find. Pixcalibur, you guessed 8. Congratulations, friend. You got it. Yeah, double fire bar is not usually a room that you see the key pop in on too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because the way the fill works, is from as far as I know, is that all 22 locations are basically equally likely to have it.
Right. Yeah, it's just like there's no rhyme or reason why. It's just usually not there. There's usually a couple of locations where it feels like it pops up more often than not, and a couple that it feels like it never shows up. And double firebar room is one that it feels like is very, very uncommon. We're seeing incoherent now in Gauntlet as Pytlovan enters GT.
Yeah, Pytlovan's going to do a very similar route to start, at least.
Yeah. And I think, unfortunately, the problem for Pytlovan is that because of the location of where the key is, there's not really a lot of time to be gained from strategy, from taking a risk.
The incoherent's getting a little bullied in this room.
Yeah, that's. I mean, incoherent does have some safeties, but A, you don't want to have to really use them if you don't need to, and B, it's just it makes this kind of more of a pain in the butt.
I think this means a cold stare? Yep.
Yeah, yep. Here we go.
So we're not gonna see blind in this. We could still see Vidi though.
Wow, I didn't quite get him trapped in the corner there. But still going to clean up really well on the cold stare fight here. Special guest star taking the place of Limones too. And the most satisfying group in the game, part 1. Oh, one more down, there you go. Followed by this journey across the bridge to the most satisfying room in the game, part 2. And yeah, incoherent looking pretty good here. Got a nice solid lead, and as we get more and more up the tower, the amount of time that's left in the seed gets to be smaller and smaller. So that 2-minute lead is becoming a little bit more of a difficult hurdle to climb, but still not impossible.
Yeah, I think it's probably closer to 2.5 minutes right now.
Yeah, like just a little bit here and there, just because of not really anything like Pytlovan did wrong, but it's just kind of a situational thing with how each runner ended up going through and sorting through the seeds and finding items and whatnot. So we do get the second visit from Six-Eyed Noldorm.
So we don't get to see blind or Vidi in this one, and we've got a repeat boss we'll never see as well.
Yep. But we do get to see a boss for the first time, a brand new boss. It's Ganon. The 2-1-1. Oh, we almost got the Rush album. There we go. Nice fight from Incoherent. Had some not so nice placements there. Pytlovan screen froze a little bit there, but we'll get that settled in a second. All right, what's our egg effect? Ah, get some karaoke tonight. He's got to get all these sword spins in to get through. Still on the first phase. There we go. Now we get the fire bats.
That's a really good spot for phase 2.
Yes.
Good news is you got silvers, so it's only going to be 28 spins and then 4 silvers in the last phase versus the old 52 spin. Oh, didn't quite get the 1 cycle phase 2.
No. Gotta be careful too, though. You do not want to. Yeah, half magic. You want to be able to, as you get to phase 3 here, you just want to be careful. He's got that safety. I would take that. Yeah, just let's not risk it. Oh no, the server may want your weakness. There's a torch glitch. There we go.
Kind of sounds like Ganon is Cookie Monster.
He kind of is. I mean, he's a cookie monster, but oh, careful. He's Cookie Monster just for Triforce. T is for Triforce, and that's good enough for him. All right. Nicely done, incoherent. I believe we're going to get those GGs in check, because I believe we're going to get our winner across the bridge here, and here we go. GGs, everybody. Nicely done. Hookshot not found. That's not true. We found the hookshot.
Official race time there of 1:31:47.
Nice solid run there from Miko here. 1:31's a pretty good time.
It looks like Pytlovan did finish the race, but we might not be getting the stream back.
Unfortunately, which is a bit of a bummer. Really would have loved to see how that finished out too.
Yeah, we'll give them the final time there is 1:34:16.
Yep. I believe we do have. I think we're trying to get everyone here. We might not get Pytlovan. Sounds like maybe some internet issues there. We do have link. We do have incoherent here. So GG's incoherent.
Hello, GG.
That was a fun seed.
Yeah, not too bad of a seed. That is my first main tournament win since 2019.
Holy cow.
So that was a little bit of stress at the end there. Like, I realized that there was a possibility there. And so I'm just, like, trying to hold it together on the gauntlet and having, like, the worst gauntlet before of my entire life and so forth.
Yeah, well, it seemed pretty solid from our end. There were maybe a little bit of hiccups here and there, but not too bad. How'd you feel finding those boots that late, though? Is that kind of like
thrilled?
No, I was gonna say, we were talking about that. I was like, that's a moment you kind of are like, shoot.
I mean, there's sort of good things and bad things about that mid game. The good thing was I had the flippers for later when I needed them. That I knew the flute had to be out there relatively sort of constrained set of places. The bad news was I didn't have the double dip desert. That was the other good thing about that. The bad news was I got the boots at like 38 minutes or whatever instead of 10.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting seed. It was kind of early on. It was a tale of two different routes because your Dark World access came through Mitz. Pytlovan's Dark World access came through Hammer. So you were both kind of on a bit of different routes for a while. And I think Pytlovan kind of found the Mitz before you, and for a while there, it was just really close. between you two.
And then the game decided to give me the ice rod before I needed it, and then didn't give me the cane.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than not having the ice rod when you...
Much better than the other way around, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it was Pen and Swamp again that had the answer.
Part of it for me is I know how people feel about Escape. And so I had that mirror, and I've been playing the mirror for most of the scene going, yeah, let's just do Swamp. And it sort of sounds like we both had it, so it didn't really give me an advantage or anything, but like that was why I did that.
Yeah, I think the advantage actually came from your double dip into, and that's one of those things that's weird to talk about. A double dip into Mystery Mire actually is the thing that probably gave you a bit of a lead there, because you could go straight back to the boss, and Pytlovan had to go through and find the vanilla big key location.
Yeah, that was probably because Pytlovan technically hit go mode first, but yeah, because you had already checked through most of Mire, you had that edge when you went back. Not a lot different between your checks, though. Pytlovan did clear out Thieves' Town. Or no, they didn't clear out He cleared the boss of Thieves' Town.
I spaced for a second there and didn't realize that I could have killed Helma with bow and bombs, but then I said, you know what, I don't want to mess with Bomb Helma anyway.
Yeah, I didn't end up playing into this at all. I think Saha just had a heart container.
But yeah, I'm glad I got one of the more chaotic settings this time. I got standard boots last night, and that's not my best mode.
Yeah, I think that put you up 1-1 so far in the group. Still 4 races to go.
Yeah, still a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. You get you've got a chance to rebound here. So thanks for letting us broadcast your game, and hopefully y'all will have a great race next time too.
Yeah, thanks for commentating and everyone for watching and Rando After Dark and all that.
Absolutely. Rando After Dark loves y'all, and glad to know y'all love it back too. So it's always love getting to do these races.
Yeah. Yeah, looking at our schedule, that's going to do it for tonight. Our next scheduled broadcast is tomorrow morning at 10:10 Eastern. That'll start off our day with Daze Cloud and Yagamoth fighting each other. I think I've seen Daze Cloud in our chat tonight, not getting sleep before the race.
Yeah, don't run on a tired mind. It's not good. But yeah, they'll be back here on Speed Gaming too. So if y'all want to come back, and then after that, we've got Ticknaldo versus Illis will be right after that with Lin, and Zephikel on comms for that, and I'll have a German race stream too. So for those of you who speak German and would like to listen to it in that language, you'll be able to do so tomorrow at 12:10 p.m. Eastern. So a lot of good stuff. And there's other races that will be going on throughout the day that'll be getting broadcast. So I always suggest this, and I think it's a great idea. Make sure to follow the Speed Gaming family of networks, which is Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 5 or 6, I forget. It's any of the Speed Gaming channels with a number after them. Just follow it, just to be safe.
And then also, if you are interested in helping out this tournament, we're always looking for people to help. So you can check out the tournament Discord, and yeah, we're always looking for trackers, commentators, and restreamers.
Absolutely, the more the merrier. You can be part of this fun too. So we're always happy to bring new people on board new people, and get them all trained up and ready to go.
Yeah, I think we'll call it for the night there. Good working with you, Nihan. Thanks again to Linkforce.
Of course, as always. So yeah, make sure to follow everyone, and thanks for being here. Remember, somebody out there loves you, and we love you too. Have a wonderful night. For those of you that are going to sleep, if you're in Europe and you're just waking up, have a wonderful morning. Of course, also make sure to follow Pytlovan and Incoherent in their Twitch channels are just posted there in the stream. So make sure to follow them because they are the wonderful people that do all the wonderful running for us. And have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you next time.